Macbeth is set during the 11th century in Scotland. There are about 7 different locations that are visited in the play, not counting specific parts of the castles or outside in the camps or the woods. The map you see right now is of the modern-day United Kingdom, and up north we have what is modern-day Scotland. First, let's visit Forres. Scenes 2 and 3 happen outside of the palace at a nearby camp in Heath, while scene 4 takes place inside the palace. Outside the palace, Duncan gets updated on the battle. He also decides then to give Macbeth the title Thane of Cawdor. In a nearby Heath, Macbeth and Banquo interact with 3 witches and are delivered news by Ross and Angus. Finally, inside the palace, Macbeth and Banquo are praised by Duncan, and Macbeth is formally given the title Thane of Cawdor. Duncan also announces that he intends to name his son Malcolm as heir to the throne. Plans are made for them to all dine at Macbeth's castle in Inverness. Quite a lot happens at Inverness. Lady Macbeth first receives a letter from Macbeth and begins to come up with her plan. Duncan and his party arrive, and Macbeth is still debating whether or not he can go through with murdering Duncan. Lady Macbeth talks him into it, and he goes through with the murder at the end of Scene 1 of Act 2. Later in the night during Scene 3, Macduff finds that the king has been murdered. Macbeth kills all of the king's chamberlains who were suspected of the murder, which creates suspicion from Macduff. Malcolm and Donalbain, fearing for their lives, flee to England and Ireland. For a brief period, the play revisits Forres, and there Banquo is murdered and Macbeth begins hallucinating. Our next location is Fife, which is Macduff's castle. Lady Macduff is informed that her husband is fled, and she is questioning his judgment and whether or not he truly loves her and their children. She tells her son that his father is dead, and a messenger arrives and begs her to flee with her children. But she doesn't listen because she believes she is innocent. Murderers arrive and kill the son and begin to chase her into the castle. Briefly in Scene 3 of the 4th act, Malcolm, Macduff, and Ross are outside the King of England's palace, which was located in Westminster, London. Malcolm tests Macduff's loyalty and they become allies. Ross arrives and tells Macduff that his wife and children have been murdered. Malcolm promises his return to Scotland with 10,000 soldiers, and Macduff assures Malcolm that he will inflict revenge on Macbeth. In Dunsinane Palace, we see Lady Macbeth losing her sanity. Macbeth is warned about the soldiers approaching, but has no fear because none of the men born can harm him. Macbeth orders banners be hung and boasts that his castle will repel the enemy. He is told by Satan that Lady Macbeth is dead, and he seems unfazed. He is warned of the advancements made towards Dunsinane, and he declares that he is tired and he will die fighting.